Hey guys, what's up? It's Ellie here. During the Game Awards this year, Arcane veterans Rafael Colantonio and Julian Roby announced their new game studio Wolfeye and gave us a first-time look at their first title, Weird West. Rafael noted their most well-known titles, Dishonored and Prey, and explained that they have a passion for interesting worlds, depth of interactivity, and simulation, and that the games to be announced would have these values, but would also have a different approach to them. So, let's have a look at this teaser. Even in the first few seconds of this teaser trailer, you can hear the vocalization of this breathy, atmospheric ambiance that really does give us Dishonored vibes. Devolver Digital is the game's publisher, who is also responsible for games like Serious Sam, Duke Nukem, Hatoful Boyfriend, Hotline Miami, My Friend Pedro, and many more indie titles. In the background we can see clearly that Wild West desert rocky ranges look that mimics the Arizona/Utah terrain. But of course we already knew this was the theme when Wolfeye Studios published their website and social media. Images showcasing the silhouette of these rocky mountains and another Joshua tree, a tree that is native to California, Arizona, Utah, and Nevada. In the next scene we see someone panning for gold. The voiceover calls the West the land of opportunity, as the prospector sifts through the water, only to find nothing. The next voice line states, "The place where you can be your all," while a gunfight takes place outside of a mine. "Scoundrel," the narrator continues, "and anything in between," as another character holds up a bank. Clearly this is referencing the idea of interactivity and simulation. The fact that in the world of this game, we can be who we want to be, similar to the choices we can make in Dishonored, affecting the world around us. We also begin to get a huge insight into the game. The view. It's top down. This initially surprised me as, I'm a huge fan of the Dishonored series and Prey. I was maybe even slightly disappointed. But guys, this is also something that we have seen coming. Let's refer to Rafael Colantonio's Twitter, where he explains that he has been increasingly interested in indie games. He mentions Into the Breach, which is a top-down game. He also mentions that it would take up to 4 days to make a chair in Dishonored 2 and Prey. And though it would be a beautiful chair, he now wants to work on games where making a chair takes no more than 2 hours. He also discusses immersive sims and his love for games that allow him to make decisions that also have consequences, creating meaning within those choices and empowering player story. So it just makes sense that this game embraces that risk and creativity, as it seems that most of the efforts with this game is its emphasis. The narrative, the choices we make, and the world we're in being able to change and create a meaningful experience. This doesn't make it lesser than a game that is in first person, just because they spent 4 days to make a chair. This game is unique in its own way, and we're pretty much still going to have that depth of narrative and that depth of choice making. In fact, we might even have more of it. As we go further into the trailer, we see a cultish looking group walking together, while the voiceover states that this ain't quite the Wild West as you knew it. The next scene shows a strange character dragging a dead body towards some sort of effigy for a possible ritual. "There are ancient powers at war with each other," says the narrator. This also begins to really give off vibes of the Outsider and the Void from Dishonored. It makes me wonder if this is basically what that voice is. A voice that will be consistently heard throughout the game, giving the player an idea of what certain choices will do or consequences involved, kind of like the Outsider did. This also brings up dialogue. Will we see words on a screen or hear actual voices? Will we get something similar to Fallout 1 with a close-up of important characters' faces? Or will it just be dialogue to read in the style of subtitles? Anyway, back to the trailer. Obviously we're getting a lot of supernatural vibes. Weird West itself is actually a subgenre. It's used to describe a western that has a sci-fi, horror or fantasy element within its narrative. So far it seems to fit in with the fantasy and horror. Take this scene of a werewolf walking among the bodies of its victims, which, by the way, I believe is the player, which means that we can contract lycanthropy, or we play a character who has it. This isn't shown in the trailer, but in related articles we can find the inventory system, which shows that the player in this instance is afflicted with lycanthropy, and therefore has a weakness to silver. We can see that there is an ability page, a relationship page, and a world map. The heroes page may suggest that there are set heroes that you'll get to play, which also means that there may not be any unique player-made avatar. It's quite likely that we will be following the story of one of the pre-made characters, kinda like Corvo in Dishonored, or Morgan in Prey. The Steam page also mentions this, along with the ability to form a posse, or to choose to venture off alone. This could mean that the group of cultists that we see, or cultist-looking characters, could just be a posse. The game is described as an action RPG game. We then see the graphic we were introduced to Wolfeye Studios with, before seeing another scene that really does remind us that this game comes from people who were involved with Prey and Dishonored. Take the face of this guy over here. So many Dishonored vibes. We then have a look at some of the different environments we can walk through. A shot of a creepy family, and there we have it. Weird West, an action RPG with a dark fantasy take on the American frontier. The game is currently available to add to your wish list on Steam, but there really is no release date thus far. Check out the music used in the trailer and in this video by Weird Wolves Band, which is also Rafael Colantonio's band on Spotify. Like the video if you enjoyed, subscribe for more Weird West updates and news, and I'll see you next time. Bye!